It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview Clayton's basketball player, Justin Bell. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Can you talk about how you got started playing basketball in high school and then moving on to eventually playing in college?
Um, so basically, I started playing when I was younger, and I really wanted to focus on basketball once I got to high school, and I was blessed enough to start hearing from schools coming up, or start hearing from schools from the past year, and developing my game to be ready to play there.
Can you talk about your experience playing for Clayton?
It's been, it's probably one of the best experiences I can have. Growing up here, and when I was younger, I would go to all the games, so I knew I wanted to put a Comet jersey on. So it's always fun playing in that environment on Friday nights, and playing a lot of rivalries and having just the whole town come out and support you.
What are some of your accomplishments you've achieved so far at Clayton?
Um, I've been on the varsity team since my freshman year. That's a big accomplishment to me. Um, I've won two conference championships, two conference tournaments. So I don't know, just always winning is probably the biggest thing for me, and I've been able to do that while at Clayton.
Can you talk about some of your accomplishments off of the court?
Yeah, so definitely, school is one of the biggest priorities to me, and so I've always been an AV honor roll student. Um, this past year, I was able to put together the Clayton Walk and Talk, which is probably one of the best accomplishments I've had. We marched against racial injustice, and just making a lot of good friends and relationships at Clayton.
Can you talk about what you plan to accomplish in your senior year at Clayton?
Definitely going out and winning the conference championship again this year, making the state playoffs, winning the state playoffs. Um, Personally, I want to make all conference, be conference player of the year. Um, but I'm all about winning first, so definitely winning any championships and any tournaments that we play in.
Can you talk about winning the state championship and the conference championship and how that it feels to you?
Um, Definitely we went really deep in the playoffs this last year, and so you can just as the deeper you go in the state playoffs, the more competitive it gets. And so that's I live for competition. That's my favorite thing to do, compete. And so that it kind of just it sparks something in me to keep going harder. Conference tournament every year is competitive, and like I said, we at Clayton we feel like everybody takes us on as their rival, and so we just take everybody on and take it straight to the head. And like I said, we play to win the conference every year.
Can you talk about playing against Cleveland and how that atmosphere is like?
Yeah, so Cleveland is always probably our biggest game. I went to middle school with a lot of people who go to Cleveland, grew up with a lot of people who go to Cleveland. I still talk to a lot of people who go to Cleveland. Um, there's no bad blood off the court with Cleveland, but everybody knows whenever it's on the court, that's our rival, that's our enemy. So, we go straight at them, and every year, I think since I've been in high school, Cleveland's only beat us once. So that's a rivalry. We love to compete against them, and that's definitely one of the biggest games that we look forward to every year.
Can you talk about the recruitment process for you and what that is like so far?
Definitely, it's been really good so far. I've heard from Virginia Wesleyan, Shenandoah University has offered me a spot. Avery University, I talked to Roanoke a little bit, and so definitely blessed to be have these schools reach out to me and want me a part of their program.
Can you talk about taking official visits to, like, for example, I just saw you took one to Avery, like, the other day. Can you talk about that experience?
Yeah, it's always good. I always love to get up on these campuses and see some of their facilities and meet some of their players and definitely meet the coaches and connect with the coaches. It's always really good and fun to do.
Were you able to try on the jersey for Avery whenever you went there to see if you felt like it would be your home for the next 4 years?
No, I haven't been able to try on some of the jerseys at these universities mainly because of COVID reasons. But definitely, for a lot of these places, they definitely make me feel like I could be at home at the university.
How has the coaches at Avery and the other coaches helped you in the recruitment process, knowing that it'll be a little bit different than it would be without COVID?
Definitely all the coaches at all the schools that's reached out to me have been real opening and just like you said, they understand that right now it's difficult for everything that's going on. So all of them are open. They're always texting me during the NBA games and things like that that's going on. All of them are real welcoming people. They really want me to, be able to call their college a home and not just their college, be able to be in their program. I think their program is a home. So that's really good for me to hear. But they're all really understanding with everything that's going on, and that's easy for me for the recruitment process. That helps me a lot.
Have you narrowed down your list of the top 4 colleges yet?
No, not right now. I'm not sure.
Can you talk about your experience playing in the Big Shot tournament?
Definitely big shots. I've been playing big shots since I was very young. Big shots always puts on great tournaments and always very competitive teams in their tournaments. And so playing with PSB, I've been able to go down to the tournaments and compete really hard with my teammates and come away with some wins.
Can you talk about the Queen City tournament that you played in?
Definitely. Queen City, I think that's Phenom. Phenom always puts on great events also. Coach Rick Lewis always does a great job putting on these tournaments, and he always brings a good atmosphere into the building, and his coverage in the building is always great also.
Have you seen how these tournaments maybe could help you in the recruitment process?
Definitely. Right now, it's been hard because for this past year with some of the NCAA recruiting rules, but they live stream all the tournaments, and we have film after the games that we're able to send out to these coaches. So it's definitely always good whenever we can get that. And like I said, most of these people who run these tournaments always do a great job in terms of coverage and making sure our names get out there.
How has sending your film out to these coaches helped you in the recruitment process?
Right now, it's been really, really big just because they can't come see. Oh, well, now they can, but a lot of coaches can't come see play in person, and sometimes they can't get on the live stream. So being able to send out film, that's kind of all we have right now. And it's hard, but it definitely pays off whenever you can say that they watched it or they can give you some feedback on it. Feedback is probably the biggest thing we like to hear.
What do you plan to accomplish in your senior year at Clayton?
Definitely going out and winning a conference tournament and getting into the state playoffs and winning the state playoffs. And then personally, I just want to focus in on getting all conference, becoming conference player of the year, academic all conference. I want to win all the conference awards that I can get.
What advice would you give upcoming high school athletes looking to play basketball?
Find your niche, find your thing that you're really really good at, and focus on that. A lot of people at the high school level are the same, and so the biggest thing you can do is try to find that thing that's going to separate yourself. Whether it's shooting, athleticism, rebounding, whatever it is, be really really good at what you do, and that's the way you can separate yourself.
What advice would you give upcoming high school athletes in basketball looking to get recruited to the next level?
Focus on yourself. It's really hard, but a lot of times whenever you have friends who are getting recruited for other sports or even the same sport as you, try not to focus in. They're not walking the same path as you. Everybody walks a different path. Everybody is taking things on differently. So your time will come. You just have to focus in on yourself and keep working hard.
Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
My Instagram is Justin Dot Bell. That's Justin.Bell, and the same thing for my Twitter, JustinDot.Bell.
Thank you again, Justin, for your interview and best of luck in your senior year at Clayton High School. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Justin, for your interview and best of luck.
Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.